Hey booktube, welcome back. I'm Winx and the ink I'm talking about today is another book tattoo video. This time I'm talking about a piece I have based on the Kingkiller Chronicle series by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the first book in the series, which is called The Name of the Wind. There's also a second book, which is The Wise Man's Fear. Then there's a couple short stories and novellas out there, and the world is eagerly awaiting the release of the third book, which is called The Doors of Stone. Hopefully coming out soon. Fingers crossed for soon-ish, but whenever it comes out, I'm sure it will be amazing, or at least I will think it's amazing because I love the series. This is a fantasy series set in its own fantastical world, and all of the books are told from the perspective of our protagonist, which is Kvothe, and that is K-V-O-T-H-E. I'm sure everybody pronounces that slightly differently. In my head, it's super easy to say. Saying it out loud, I never really know what I'm doing. But anyway, I really enjoy this character. I love the narrative. I love the world and the writing style. Everything about this, I love it. This book is basically all of the things that I look for in books. I personally really enjoy a first-person narrative. I also really enjoy a hero's journey in a fantasy novel, and this book is definitely that. This world is built up in such a great way, like very detailed and intense, and that is something that I really, really love. There are different regions in this world, different cultures, politics, languages, all of that. I really, really love that. There is a lot of legend and mythology and storytelling throughout this book. Also a lot of musical influence. The main character grows up as part of a traveling troupe of performers and musicians, so that has a really big influence on his life and the story as a whole. There is also a magic system in this series, which is one of my all-time favorite magic systems. And the reason that I love this magic system so much is that it's basically science. Like, there is a university that you can go to learn how to use magic, and that is one of the things that the main character decides to go do. And when he's learning how to do the magic, it's basically being described as like a science, and I really love that. I like having that insight on how it actually works instead of just sort of believing in it, which is also fine and can be fun, but this just took it in a totally different way, and I just absolutely love that. These books are a bit on the larger side. As you can see, this one is pretty thick, but I just can't put them down whenever I'm reading it. I fly through the pages, and I was basically devastated when I got to the end of book 2 and realized that I was done and I had to wait some amount of years before the third book will be released. So that was a very difficult week for me, but I made it through, and hopefully that one will come out soon. Anyway, so the tattoo. This tattoo I have going down my forearm here. It's a little bit hard though to hold my arm in a way that you can see, so I'm just gonna put a picture up. But this is a scene based on an image that I saw that's basically Kvothe looking out onto the university that he went to. The sort of reddish orange color in the scene is based off of that picture as well. And the main thing that connects it to the university from these books is the sort of squarish tower in the background, and that is the archives building, which is a pretty big deal in the books, so I made sure that that was included in it. And then we're sort of looking at the scene through a keyhole, which I thought would just be kind of pretty, but also was sort of symbolic of this idea of books letting us peer into this other world, and I just liked that idea. The flowers around it are not symbolic of anything, just the artist making it look awesome like he does. This piece was done by Greg, aka Greg Ultron, from Scapegoat Tattoo in Portland, Oregon, and he's actually the same artist who did my Sherlockian kitty tattoos, which I talked about in an earlier video, and I'll put a link to that too if you want to check that out. But he is such a talented artist, and I absolutely love every time I go and get a tattoo from him. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces that I have, and I actually have a similar piece on my other arm, which you might have noticed in my profile pictures, but I'm saving that one for my next tattoo video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I absolutely love this one. I love this piece. I love the book series. I highly recommend them if you haven't checked them out. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this tattoo and what you think of the series, if you've read it, if you're hoping to read it, if you have any book tattoos you'd like to share, or if you're planning on getting any and you'd like to talk about it, because I'd love to hear about these things. So, alright, thanks guys for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I hope everybody's week is going well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!